Hey guys, welcome back to the Pine Box Perspective channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about SHTF and flashlights. And that also kind of pairs with the EDC, I also want to hit on the criteria that I feel like these handheld flashlights should meet for an SHTF situation or an EDC situation. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to dive right in. Okay, so the main thing that I look for in a flashlight for an SHTF situation is dual fuel capability. And what I mean by that is being able to take either more than one battery or more than one type of battery. So, first of all, this right here is pretty much my go-to EDC flashlight. It's the Streamlight Micro. It's the old one. They have one now that's USB rechargeable. I don't like that, just because you slip a little thing out here and you put your charger in there, and so basically the flashlight is rechargeable, not necessarily the battery. I don't really know if you can take that apart and if that battery were to die or whatever, but this thing right here is 20 bucks just about wherever you look. And I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, if I need a flashlight or if I'm going to go out or something, I will throw this in my pocket just because it is so pocketable. I mean, it is so small. It has the reversible pocket clip here, so you can clip it onto a hat, which I've done quite a number of times at work. The thing is, it's about like having a headlamp. This one here will do that as well, but it's a little bit big and heavy for the bill of your hat. This thing is so handy. So as far as EDC goes and not SHTF, which, if this is all you had, it's fine. And what I'm going to do later is I'm going to take all these outside and I'm going to light up the field and show you what these things will do over a 10-acre field. This is only 30 lumens, but it only takes one AAA battery, and that is pretty common, and this flashlight is pretty cheap, and I've had this thing probably going on 10 years. It's just, like I said, it's so pocketable and easy to use. I really like it. I'm a big fan of the tail tap, and it's been a really good light for me. Like I said, cheap, the batteries are cheap, they're readily accessible. So as far as an EDC light, this one works just fine for me. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Streamlight. That is my favorite flashlight company. Yeah, there's better ones out there. They're also more expensive. I think as far as Streamlight goes, the one reason I like them is because it sort of reminds me of how Glocks are. They're not the most expensive or the cheapest handgun. They're kind of right there in the middle, and the price point fits the quality that you're getting. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. I know what I'm getting. I've had them for a long time, a lot of these, and I know what I'm going to get. I've dropped them. I've had them out in the rain. I've taken them everywhere. They're great. They have the anodized aluminum. They look kind of cool after you carry them for a while, and they get a little worn battle wear, I guess you want to call it, on there. But anyway, Streamlight Micro, the old school one, single AAA battery, works excellent. I've used it, for everything. So, but that's more of an EDC thing. That's not really what I want to talk about today. I just wanted to include this in my lineup just because I had it. And if you got an extra 20 bucks, you cannot go wrong with this thing. So I'm going to set that aside. Now, what got me started on Streamlight was this guy right here. This is the Streamlight TL2 LED Thunder Ranch Edition. It's got the flared bezel and everything. I don't believe they make this specific one anymore. This is an older one, and you leave it loose, you can tail tap it, you turn it all the way on, crank it down, and it stays on. This was my first Streamlight flashlight, and this flashlight is the reason that I stuck with them, because I bought this thing as a display model at an outdoor shop near me, and it was my first flashlight to carry around camping and things. And I was in my early 20s, I believe, when I got this. I'm 40 now, so this thing is 90 lumens. It's really not that bright. The candela is not, all that condensed. But it was an excellent light, and when I got it, I thought it was the bee's knees, I guess you could say. It's got, the pocket clip, the little tiger loop on it. It was a phenomenal light for its time. I gave it to my wife some time ago, and then I guess you could say we've kind of retired it. We still use it once in a while, but this one takes CR123s. It takes 2 of them, and it was just a really good light. I like that they use glass. I had some Phoenixes, and Phoenix makes an okay light, but they're mostly plastic, like you would see on the front of a car, that kind of thing. And I feel like I just get a clear picture out of this. I don't know. It's just been a really good sturdy light. This thing's been on a lot of backpacking trips with me, and it's been around forever. So this is, like I said, the reason that I got into Streamlight. And, I know a lot of you guys out there probably like your O-lights and everything. And as far as O-light goes, the price point's pretty fair, I think. But like I said, the reason I'm doing this video today is because I feel like O-light is kind of getting away from their dual fuel. And I think that they are mainly doing their magnetic rechargeable, deal. And I'm not a fan of that, because I don't want to recharge my flashlight. If I'm going to recharge something, I want a rechargeable battery, not a rechargeable flashlight. I don't know if things can be repaired. I'm not a flashlight technician. I'm just telling you what I like and my price points. So the reason that I got this one, this is the ProTac 2LX, and it takes 2 CR123 batteries, or it takes one of these, the SLB26, and this battery is rechargeable with the micro USB, and these things work really good. I went ahead and bought 2 of these. They're not all that expensive. You can actually buy this flashlight with one of these paired with it or without. I got this one without, and I ordered the batteries separate. This flashlight is 500 lumens. On low, it's 40 lumens. I use mine on low most of the time. This one does have a strobing option, and both of these flashlights here, the ProTac series, are the 10-tap programmable. So you can do high only, you can do low to high. I think you can do high to low on this one. This one might even have a medium. I don't know. I don't use medium. And there's a strobe option too. And I believe this one might even be set up. So you got low, strobe. Well, and this one's high, strobe, low. Okay. So I've got this one set on high, strobe, low. This one I keep on the dresser. This is kind of my around the house thing. I don't know it as well as the one that I carry on my pack. But this one also has like the sort of a 2-way pocket clip on it, where you can go up or down with it in your pocket, depending on how you want to do that. But anyway, this is a really good flashlight. These things here, they're good to have, but the reason that I like something that has a rechargeable and a regular battery capability is because, in an SHTF situation, you've got these, you may not be able to have batteries on you at that point in time. I could charge this on my portable generator, but when these die and you can't get anything else, what do? You might be able to ransack an abandoned warehouse or gas station and find some batteries and, go into this thing, and you've still got light. These, I like to keep these kind of put back, use them every once in a while so they just don't go stale. I don't know if that's a thing, it's just something that I think about. But having the capability of just a regular battery, and that's what kind of turned me off from what I feel like Olight's trying to do now. And I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I just feel like they're going completely rechargeable on their stuff. And I just like a good old-fashioned flashlight, you know. So anyway, the ProTac 2LX, this is a good, you can see the size of this one, compared to the ProTac 1L or 1AA. So basically the one lithium CR123 or the 1AA. This is the one that I carry on my last video. I had it on my tactical fanny pack, the Maxpedition Octoversa. This is really kind of what you would want in an EDC light. If you don't want to carry something this big, that's when I carry the smaller, the micro. Really not that much of a difference in your pocket. But now the one difference between these two, this one will take the rechargeable batteries and this one is not set up for it. I don't know if they've made a version that will take a rechargeable battery, and I believe you're not supposed to use like your standard rechargeable batteries that you buy at Walmart. I don't think you're supposed to use those in these because the voltage is slightly higher and it may damage the bulb. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Now, this flashlight is an excellent option because it takes one CR123 or one AA, and with the CR123 you're getting 350 lumens. This one's 500, you know, but 350 lumens, I mean, it, for this size, it does quite a bit of work. And also I've heard that in a pinch you could put one AAA in this thing and it would still work. So we're going to try that out right now because I have not tried it yet. CR123. Let's just see if this will work. I don't think it will, but now when you use AA's in these flashlights, obviously they're not as bright as a CR123. Oh, good, look at that. And it even goes to high mode too. So I don't know how long that would last. I don't know what the lumens are for this, but right there goes to show that for an SHTF situation, you've got 3 battery options with this one light. This one here, you've got 2. So this is pretty much like if you're scavenging for batteries, this is the end-all flashlight right here. It's really bright, and if you run it on low on the CR123, you've got 40 lumens at, what did it say, 14 hours, I think, runtime on low. Now, the 2LX, you've got, I think it said 30 hours, 30 or 40 hours, maybe 40 on low. No, 30 hours at 40 lumens. But of course, you've got 2 batteries in it. With this one, you've only got 1. I can't believe that worked. I'm really surprised by that. Glad I tried that. So, this flashlight right here, and all of these, you know, they've got the O-ring to seal it off. So they're waterproof down to a meter for about 30 minutes is what they're rated at. Like I said, I've had these things out in the rain. I've dropped some of them out of tree stands and just left them on, waiting for the sun to come up so it didn't, you know, screw me over on my hunting. But I absolutely love Streamlight flashlights. They're lightweight, they're durable. I mean, they just look cool. They work. And bottom line, they work. All of these are, well, both of these are the 10 tap programmable. So if you're not familiar with that, what you do is you tap it 10 times and you hold it down on the 10th one. And when it, well, I didn't do it, but when it goes off, it'll slip over to the next program. So this one I think's got 3 programs. I think this one's got 3 or 4. I'm not sure. But excellent, excellent flashlights. I really wish that this one would take if this one took a rechargeable version as well, that would be 4 batteries for this flashlight, and they may come out with it. Now I'm going to tell you one problem that I have with these flashlights, and it drives me absolutely insane because it would be perfect, is to stand up like a torch or a lantern or whatever. This one, it wobbles around. It doesn't really want to do it. This one kind of will. I don't know if it's because it's got more weight, or maybe the tail tap button is softer on this one. So I got lucky with that one. That one will do it. If I bought another one, it may not. But I've been standing on a ladder before and I forgot my headlamp, and I just want to turn something on and shine up on a ceiling so I can change out a light fixture or something. That is a really handy feature. Now that is one thing that Olight does do. I think most of theirs will stand up and torch or lantern like that. So Streamlight, if you're listening, listen to your customers, because I've seen this a ton online, and that really needs to be something that's standard, I think, with flashlights like this. But I'm going to lay them all out here again so you can see the size comparison. I'm not going to bring the old one out because it doesn't matter. Now, these larger flashlights, the Micro may come with one of these nylon Velcro patches. Velcro's on the front, and like you got the belt loop, or you can Velcro it to a pack, which is what I typically do. You know, not the fanciest thing in the world, but they hold up really well. I use them. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's got the elastic sides on it. Anyway, I highly recommend these. If I could only have one light source to carry with me, it would be a headlamp. But I just wanted to talk about handheld flashlights today because there's just something that just feels good about having a light in your hand. If, you know, one thing you can do if you needed to, if you had this and you drew your firearm, you could place your arm over top. There's just not much else to say other than like the price point meets the quality of these lights. Really, the quality surpasses the price point. I think this one was $50, and actually I think this one was $50 too, but the trade-off is it depends on what you're looking for. I was looking for something pocketable that was bright, that I could get 2 different kinds of batteries in. So I basically got that with both. This one's just a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter. And of course you could use this for an EDC too, depending on what you want to do. I don't like to have my pockets loaded down, and like I said, sometimes I just grab this little guy and go, and heck, around the house I leave it on the dresser. I take it with me. It's been a great light. So anyway, one more thing I want to show you real quick, and this is not a handheld flashlight. It's this little lantern from Streamlight, and it's like this durable plastic, and it's got 3 settings, I believe, for the white light, and then if you hold it down, you get the red light. I thought this was pretty neat. It's really small. It doesn't collapse or anything, but you can hang it. And you can hang it from the bottom too. And I believe this thing operates on 3 AA's. So this has been a really good lantern. If you like camping, you could throw that thing in a tent. It doesn't get hot, and I actually like the clouded lens for this, just because typically if you're going to use something like this small, you're going to be closer up. You might be reading a book in a tent or trying to get something done. You don't want a really bright light in your face. So this, I think I got this at a Napa store. It had dust all over the packaging on it where they hadn't sold it, and so the lady sold it to me for like 20 bucks. I think they're like 30 or 40. I'm not sure. Excellent light. And you know, I just can't think of a reason why to buy something more expensive. I really cannot. These things have been workhorses for me, just absolutely incredible. Actually, it's one of those things that if you're a gear junkie, I enjoy carrying it. It's like a good knife or a good gun or a good holster or whatever. I really like these lights. So anyway, that's all I have for this one. So I hope you appreciate it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these outside, and I'm going to do my best with my phone, because that's the only equipment that I have, to kind of show you what each of these 3 will do in the dark over about a 10-acre field, give or take, with the woods. So we're going to try and light the trees up, guys. So just give me a second and we'll get out there and I'll show you what they can do. Okay guys, we're out here in total darkness. So this is the little Streamlight Micro, my EDC, and you can see, you know, that chair is about 6 feet away from me, so you can kind of see what you expect with this. It's just your standard little pocket flashlight. There's a fence post about 15 feet away, you know, so you can kind of get out there with this thing. It'll do a little bit for you, you know. So let's drop back on that, and we're going to do the 1L. Okay, here's the 1L on 40 lumens, and you can see that set of trees out there. There's something out there, a raccoon, I believe, or something watching. But this is, how far away is that? I want to say 50 yards. We may have a coyote out there watching us. So 50 yards. Now let's flash it to high. Oh, that's low. Sorry about that. That was 350 lumens. So I'm still getting out there. You can't see it on the phone, but I'm trying to figure out what that was watching me. Okay, so anyway, you can light up, say this is a 10-acre field, and it's looking pretty good. Like I said, I apologize for just having a phone. Now we're going to drop back to the 2LX. We're going to run through the modes. So we've got it high, strobe low on this. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe because I'm using a phone, but I can see this entire field all the way down to the road, and it is, like I said, a 10-acre field. I'd really like to know what's watching me down there. You coon hunters out there, you could use this thing. Alrighty, so that's what I got for this. Okay guys, that's all I have for this one. I hope you liked the video. If you do, like and subscribe. And I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel so far. This kind of started out as just a little project for fun, and it still is. But everyone that has liked my latest video, I got way more views than I really expected, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And especially for those of you that subscribed. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start trying to crank out more content. All of you out there, I really appreciate it. It makes me want to do this more. So what I want to do is I'm going to try and do 2 videos a week if I can, and maybe like a midweek video is going to be a little bit shorter, and then hopefully longer content. What I want to get into, I've got a lot of ideas as far as like campcraft and just things of that nature, guns, knives, gear reviews, the stuff we all love. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and Pine Box Perspective. We'll catch you next time.